Hello everyone, welcome back to Center Stand Mechanics. My name is Kyle, and today we're doing a few more things to the Ultimate Zombie Apocalypse bike, and I'm just about ready to put the motor in soon. I just got a couple of little things I want to tie up, and then I'll put the motor in and hopefully try running it soon. There'll still be plenty of work to do after that, but I just want to give you a little update on how I'm doing with it. So I got the wheels on, and so basically it's got a Honda rear swing arm, Honda shocks, and a Honda rear wheel with a brand new dual sport tire on it. And on the front we've got Honda forks and a Honda front wheel with a new dual sport tire on the front. And these headlight brackets are Honda as well. We've got the little post for the signal light goes on here. And these are bars I had in my parts of various things. I had like a bunch of different types of bars. These ones I like the most for this bike. They're kind of cool. I was kind of thinking of getting some dirt bike bars with the little cross pad thing here, but I think these will be just fine. So, you know, the whole reason why I put the Honda parts on here was you know, not because it's like, you know, a really good idea or anything, just because it's just the parts that I had. And that's what this whole build is about for me, is just kind of making do with what you got and see if you can make something work. And it's kind of like an experimental thing, really. Somebody might have different parts in their backyard and they'll put them together, right? So far it hasn't been too hard to figure out. I got a little bit slowed down on the rear brake linkage, the little arm. That was a little bit complicated making that. And then here I've been off camera, I've been rigging together the center stand. I found this one in my parts bucket. It had the little post that you flick it out with your foot. It was broken off, so I welded on an old kickstart lever. Basically I cut this part off and then welded it on, and so it'll sit up there like this on the bike, and then you'll flick your foot out on the Kickstarter thing and it'll come down and it should rest on the ground like that. So yeah, I welded this up last night, and I haven't cleaned up the welds yet. I'm just learning how to weld, so yeah, wasn't quite sure how to do it. I think it's on there nice and solid. I just want to grind them up a little bit. And then these are the special bolts that mount it on there. I clean them up on the wire wheel. I've got a grease nipple thing I got to put in for the swing arm so we can grease the swing arm bushing. Just kind of want to get all the motor mounts ready, come up with a plan of attack on how to get the motor in there. Mostly just working by myself, and that motor is really heavy, guys. Like, I don't know what it is about that motor, but it is crazy heavy. Whenever I go to move it around or whatever, it doesn't want to move. Like, it is, I don't know, it's extremely heavy and awkward to lift and move that motor. So I don't know if it's just me or if there's some heavier parts in that engine or what, but it's crazy heavy. So I'm not looking forward to lifting it into this frame. So I'm trying to think of a smart way of getting it in there. If I didn't have the wheels on the bike, I was thinking about laying the frame down over the engine and then picking it all up once I put the bolts in, but I think that's going to be kind of heavy right now with all the wheels and everything. I don't know. I'll think about that one. But yeah, so I'm just about to go to work on putting the center stand on and getting a few things cleaned up and ready to put the engine in. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, I got the center stand here, and I ended up welding this little tab on here, and this is like a stop, so it doesn't go up and bounce off of the on this side. There's like the brake bar, to stop the rotation of the brake hub on this side, and it comes up and it hits it first. So I just put this little stopper here so it stops just short of that, so it's not always bouncing and clanging around on there. And then I went ahead and painted it, and of course I just got paint happy and ended up painting the whole thing. But yeah, it turned out pretty good, you know. Like, it was pretty rusted piece of metal anyways, so yeah, it looks better now. So I'm about to put that on and see how she fits, and then I'm gonna get the bike down off the jack stand on there, and yeah, and then start thinking about putting the engine in. Probably get my bolts ready and do a few things, but yeah, not sure how that one's gonna go yet. Okay, so I'm gonna grease all this stuff up. Okay, well, we'll put a little bit of grease in here, some in here. I'll put some all around on here. So there's this little spring right here, you just hook that on, and then get this to go. And these bolts come in from this side. There's one. And I'll move around the other side. Come in from this side. There. So this thing just has a lock nut that goes on there. I'll tighten that down right now. So you can see here where it's just about touching, but I put that stopper on there so it stops just short without hitting this. And this is all the way bottomed out, so it can't go any lower. And so it goes up from here, but not any lower. So that should work. I'll just go tighten down the other side, and we'll try it out, see how it works. So if you see right here, this is where I put the stopper in, and it just comes up and bumps up against the frame and stops it from going any higher. And yeah, so I think I could probably get it down off this jack and see how it stands on this. Hopefully I got this positioned right. It kind of sticks out a little bit, but keep in mind there's usually exhaust that goes through here, and yeah, I'm not too sure how everything's gonna line up here. So this is all just wait and see what happens. You know, if I had to, I can shorten this a little bit, but hopefully not. All right, let's get this down and get it standing on its own two wheels here. I'm just gonna hold on to the bike with the other hand here. It should be on the ground right now. Cool. Okay, so there it sits on its side stand. I'm going to move it out of the way and kind of sweep around underneath it. I haven't had any chance of doing that yet, and then I'm going to put it up on its new and improved center stand. There. Now it's sitting on the center stand. So I've got one little thing to do before I can put the engine in the bike. You guys are probably going to think I'm a bit crazy for doing this, but and I don't recommend doing this, but I got a little hole in the sump filter right here, and I'm going to try to just tack this little piece of metal on here to cover it up. Probably not a good idea to be doing this. But I'm trying to get this build done without spending any money other than the tires I bought. So I'm gonna see if I can do this, and then basically I want to run the engine for a bit with these old filters on and get some of the crap out, and then I'll get some new filters down the road. But I'm just gonna see if I can plug this hole, and then I can move forward with this. All right, so yeah, again, I don't recommend doing this kind of thing, but here we go. Well, if it works, is it such a bad idea? I don't know, I guess we'll see, eh? So I kind of just welded on this little flap of steel on here because it had a hole in the screen. Probably not the best idea. It'll probably be okay as long as this doesn't, you know, blow off and go rattling around inside the engine or something. But like I say, I want to run the engine for a bit and cycle through some oil, and then do like a first oil change, and then change all the filters and stuff when I do that. So I'll just run this one for a little bit, and yeah, hope for the best. So not so bad, nice little repair. I didn't film it because it was my welding skills aren't that great yet, and I had some trouble. It's pretty thin, so I kind of popped through a few times, and then I had to build it up, grind it off, and there's a lot of grinding and welding and grinding and stuff. So not the prettiest, but it should work. And then in here is the little sump plate that goes on. So this goes on top of here. All right. Yeah, that should work. Just kind of blocked off where it was ripped out, and there's plenty of space around here for that to sift through the oil. Okay, so now I'm going to drag the engine out. I'm going to put this on and prep the engine and put it into the bike frame. So this surface has been cleaned. I just cleaned it really well, and I'm going to put the sump cover down on it, but I'm going to put a little bit of this RTV, the last remaining bit of it here. It has a gasket on it, but it's kind of old. And when I get the new filters, I'll change this gasket. Although it won't be as easy because the engine will be in the bike probably, and right now I've got the engine upside down, just on the floor of my shop here. So, and there's one little spot right here. A little extra right there. This hole lines up with this hole here. Just pop that on. Put the bolts on there. You can hear the guys doing construction next door. They're building a whole subdivision right next to me here. It's going to go on for a few years. That's just the way it goes sometimes, you know. It's nice and quiet here for the longest time, and then now everybody's moving here. Okay. I'm gonna put the drain plugs in. It's so much easier now than waiting. pretty good. Okay. Okay, so here it is. I got the engine ready to go into the bike. I've got the engine mount bolts ready to go, and some hammers and some pliers. I got my jack ready, and I'm going to attempt to lift this by myself into the frame now. Oh, it's so heavy. All right. Oh, easy. Try to take some of the weight off. Two engine bolts in. Well, there it is in all its glory. The ultimate zombie apocalypse bike finally has its engine back in the frame. And yeah, it's all bolted in, and got everything all mounted and stuff. And cool thing, which is the super bonus, is I didn't know how it was going to work out. So right away I put the chain on. Just had some chain that I had laying around, and it actually is in line, and I don't have to modify this. I wasn't sure what the offset was going to be like, if it was going to be in too far or out too far, being that it's the Honda wheel, and it's actually dead right on. So that's pretty cool. I had to lengthen the chain a little bit. If you see here, I had to add 2 lengths of my cut off piece of my chain for my Honda 650. When I bought a new chain for it, I kept the little, there's always like a short little piece that you end up with. So I just added a couple links to the chain that was on here, and there we go. So yeah, nice and straight, no bends. How perfect is that? Yeah, so pretty happy about that. That was a lot of work. I didn't show all of it because, you know, there's a lot of grunting and moaning going on there. So But I managed to pull it off, and now I can just sort of rig things up. I've got a bit of an electrical wiring nightmare here. I gotta figure out all that. That's gonna take me a little bit, so I'll start working on that. And oh, I gotta get the carburetors cleaned up. Might be able to start it soon, so that's exciting. So right on. So stay tuned for that, okay? And if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel out. Stay tuned for more videos on the ultimate zombie apocalypse bike. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Center Stand Mechanics out.